and I also said that at the beginning of the year that, since we're talking about what we said, that riders are gonna try to beat. They're gonna step their game up, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Bezzecchi do that from the beginning of the season to where he is now, because at the beginning of the season he was like Smitty say, if you're 15th 14th or whatever, trying to get a new contract or get out of MotoGP, right. and Bez figured that out. You see Acosta, as much as he's crashing because he wants to win, he's figuring it out, but I think that's help of Vinales being able to help the KTM. So for fans of MotoGP, it's good to see other manufacturers in there, so it's not all Ducati 1 through 6. And trust me, I'm not going to complain about Ducati 1 through 6.
No, I have to disagree with you and Smitty. Nobody likes the underdog. You only like the underdog when you're betting. Everybody loves dynasties. Everybody loves when the Celtics win 100. Everybody loves when the Lakers win 100. Everybody loves Michael Jordan back-to-back, the triple back, the back-to-back, the triple back. Everybody loves Golden State. Everybody loves the Patriots. Nobody loves surprises.
Well, Shakes, I got
nobody.
Shakes, this is an individual sport like golf, like tennis. This is where one person says, "Hey, I'm tired of losing." It's not the whole team. You're not waiting for 4 other guys on a basketball team to show up and play, or 11 other guys on a football team to show up and play. And you just get sick of it, and you get up, you put your leathers on that morning, and you say, "I'm gonna find something today."
Nobody likes that.
This is what happened with motorcycle racing, Shakes.
Nobody likes a surprise. People want to see dominance. People want to see human beings go to the apex of their creativity. Nobody wants to see KTM win anything. Nobody wants to see Honda. We want to see Ducati 1 through 6. We want to see an
Take that shirt off. Take that shirt off.
I can't take it off. It's the only shirt I can fit in.
Smitty, what do you want to add to that? Because I was waiting for you to chime in. I was like, I can't believe Smitty just sitting back letting Shakes say all this.
But you want to see Honda win? That's you. I don't care about Ducati and their fanboys like Rex and everybody else.
I'm not a fanboy. I'm one of them.
Okay. Yes, you do got a bike. So yes, you are one of them. But no, I mean, so I get what you're saying. People do like dominance, but people like dominance when their guy's dominating. Right. No one like the Patriots winning 6 rings except for the Patriot fans.
No.
I don't want to see that
shit. Secretly, it's good for the sport because the only reason why Floyd Mayweather, same sports, different sport, same topic, 150, right? Everybody tuned in to watch him lose. I'm coughing. I need to quit smoking. Everybody tuned in to watch Mayweather lose. Everybody tuned in to watch the Patriots lose. Every day, I see you, Smitty. I got a camera inside your house. When I went to visit you last weekend, I put a camera in your house, and you have a voodoo doll. And I'm watching you. You're watching MotoGP more intently now as the season is ending, and you're sticking the pins. You love the pain. You want to see it crash out. You want to see oil leak. You want to see Ducati fizzle out. But you're the hate that you have for dominance is the love that you have for dominance. Come on.
I'm going to say that he's bringing it out. I'm going to say everybody loves the dynasty when they're coming up. When they're at their peak or when they're at their top form, that's when the next rider, the next group, the next Clippers or the Miami Heat or something like that, that's when they're going to be up and running. But be like, I'm going to take them down. That's when you have the target on your back. So, I mean, maybe Ducati doesn't have a target on the back right now, but they've had their run. Honda's had their run. Yamaha's had their run. I'm not saying Ducati hasn't had their run.
They haven't had their run in MotoGP.
Well, I mean, they're at their peak right about now. And, I mean, everybody's been following them for the past 5 years. So, it's just the way it is.
This has been the worst race. This has been the worst season ever. I wanted to see complete dominance because all of y'all had your dominance. And you know what? I'm going to shut up because I'm going to cut my nose off to spite my face. The fact that the other 2 Ducatis are in the dumpster from the MotoGP God, and I've got the Pecco, and I got the Pecco killer, and I got the Marquez killer. Your team sucks, bro.
I mean, come to think of it, look at it like Marquez won in Japan. And where was Pecco? Pecco was dead last
No.
the whole weekend.
Pecco won Japan and lost.
Pecco won Japan, but the weekend after that.
Yeah, Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia. He was dead last the whole sprint race.
Oh, yep.
Warm up, the race, everything. He was dead last. I mean,
but they all struggled. Including Marquez. They all struggled. The only one that was Alex was probably the better of them. But they all struggled, and that's and I'm not and I think that's the thing. Like the issues with Ducati, is starting to show with other riders. It's only so long you can, it's only so long you could be Michael Jordan on a young Bulls team putting up 63. You can only do that for so long, and we can see it because all those guys struggled this past weekend.
But
it's Marquez's fault, right?
But
no, it's Ducati's fault.
I don't think Ducati hasn't peaked yet, right? They've been trying, they've been there, but this was the year to set we are undisputed champions. And now we're going to go to a different bike next season. It's like we're here. We gotta go 1 through 6.
Well, I agree with the one. I agree with the 1 through. I agree with the 1 through 6, but I think they'll be happy, with 1 through 8 and giving up 2 spots to some other riders. I mean, I still think that's really good for Ducati. And the 25 bike, I've already been on record saying is probably the worst bike since the 2020 bike, which the Stylite team didn't use in 21. They had a 19 bike in 21. And you see Alex Marquez doesn't want a 25 bike. I don't think any of these guys want a 25 bike for next year. So there's something there, and Marquez is he's one of the top 3 riders. You can say what order he's in with Rossi and Agostini, although Agostini got 15. So like Wilk, you gotta it is what it is.
He got 15 when there was no motorcycles and nobody watching.
Right.
Again, and not much padding in the leathers either.
Right.
So
but, I mean, you don't need padding on a 50cc superbike. Come on.
So you know what I mean? So he's able to do that. Like Quartararo was able to do that with Yamaha, but we see Quartararo now is like, how many times does he has to crash or get upset that he just can't, he doesn't have the power. So I think we saw that towards the latter end when Mark got hurt at Honda. Eventually it became unrideable for him. And like I said, we saw that, and maybe he was partied too much, and that's why he struggled at Indonesia because he won a championship the week before and had to do a lot of TV appearances and whatnot. So I won't throw Mark under the bus as far as saying it's not completely unrideable, but I think the Ducati, there's something there, and we see it more with Pecco. But the other guys, they've been up and down, and to say all that to say they're still in the top 8. So I mean, it is what it is. But Ducati got to figure that out.
Let me ask you a question. This is a serious question. It's kind of a rhetorical question, but I don't think Mark Marquez struggled this whole season. He threw the bike away. He threw the bike down. You could go back to our first 5 shows. He was saving that bike.
Still was in the middle of the season.
So
I mean, so I think this has been a very disappointing season for Ducati,
right?
Because Marquez should have won every race.
Did you see? I don't think you saw the Ducati campaign. They're showing a few different team members and engineers, but the point of it is like in one of the clips, it's just like we make it look easy, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And so it's. When you're more prepared than the rest of the paddock, doesn't mean it's easy. It just means you're more prepared.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. If I'm stroking that check, it's got to look easy, bud. It's got to look easy, and it's got to be easy. Because for me to come with those millions of dollars, Jordan, for me to give you millions of dollars, that's not easy, brother.
It's a heavy pen.
You were throwing that bike away in the beginning of the season. Right now, Marquez should have such a lead that he should get on the grid on a tricycle and race that. That's how far he should be ahead. He should have took he should honestly be taking the last month off, because the 4 races that he dropped the bike and should have won.
He is taking the last month off.
No. It should have been complete dominance.
Yeah.
Complete dominance.
Again, I mean, it doesn't work like that, and it didn't happen like that. Some other riders won, and so, but it was close. I mean, he has the highest scored. He scored the highest points than any other rider in a season. He's broken a lot of records, for sure. He is hurt right now because he got taken out by Bezzecchi in the last round, and I think something with his shoulder.
Got speared.
So,
he got speared.
He
got speared.
Well, they had different lines, man.
No.
He got speared.
Teammate? What's his teammate that's on Aprilia? What's his teammate?
Who, Martin?
Bezzecchi to spare him.
No. They were on different lines, and
he was on different lines. He came in hot. And rear wheel wasn't even off the ground. He speared him.
And well, he tried to keep it up himself, but nonetheless, Marquez had a long lap penalty in a sprint race because he punted somebody out the way. So let's you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why there's nothing, because like,
don't mean to laugh.
Yeah. So it's Bezzecchi's not that kind of rider.
Yeah.
Right. And it's unfortunate because the Aprilia doesn't have a great start, and we're seeing him struggle with that as well. Maverick complained about it last year and stuff like that. Aleix complained about it, and we're seeing it. And if Morbidelli did something like that, I'd probably be like, all right, you know what I mean? But like Bez, it was a racing incident, and overzealous probably because when you're pole position and you drop 5 positions or whatever, you
try to make it up in turn 1.
Yeah, you're trying. So, what are your thoughts, Smitty?
Kamikaze.
No, I mean, look, I think it was just like racing incident. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit too hot. Like you said, did a little too much, but Bez, like you said, is not a dirty rider at all. And to add, to like piggyback on what you just said, not saying Frankie's dirty, but Frankie is kind of like erratic. So had it been him, yeah, Frankie, that's probably his riding style. He's been penalized a lot before, but Bez not. Bez is a clean, normal rider. So honest riding mistake, It sucks that it happened to get her, after you get the damn trophy in your hand, but
right. No, it definitely does. It definitely does. What are you guys' thoughts on what Honda is doing? They've been looking really good lately. And the points don't show it, but I think them and Honda probably got the best bikes on the grid.
They're slowly coming up. They're finally getting their stuff together. I don't know if they got a new mechanic or a new engineer, but they've been slowly progressing with grip. I remember a lot of times they was arguing a lot about with grip, and I believe it was not turning, but I think it was their corner exit, which they wasn't getting a lot of grip. They was getting, real good grip coming in, but coming out, it was just kind of just sliding too much for them. And now they finally figured it out. I don't know if it was an axle change or something maybe simple, maybe a degree or two, who knows? But I think they've actually found something to actually help them to solve that issue. And we'll see how the points end up right about now, because they're still 10th and sooner. So they still got some work to do, but hopefully, they can get it together and with some better finishes.
Nice. Shakes, I see you shaking your head, man. What are your thoughts? I know your team Ducati, so this might be tough, even though you got on a Yamaha gear. But Honda, Aprilia, what are you thinking?
The only thing Honda's done this year, if you take a satellite picture of Japan, they're lighting tires to increase global warming, which then gives us rain, and that's the only way Honda could win if it rains. That's the only engineering that they're doing over there. I've been consistent all season. They only could win in the rain. That's it. The bike has no power. We all know that. And if it didn't get the fluke winds in the rain, then there wouldn't be a problem. I think the real dark horse is not KTM, because we've been on this podcast, everybody said that KTM has the power. It's Aprilia. It's Aprilia. Nobody in their right mind thought this was going to happen. Nobody thought this in their right mind that this would happen.
And the dude, and Bezzecchi, he's the only one outside of Alex that challenged Mark.
Well, I mean, challenge running the guy off the road.
That was the last round, but he did beat Mark. So
yeah, bad day.
I mean, bad day is what it is.
The sun was in his eyes. You know, a lot of conspiracy going on with that win.
A win is a win, man. We can't. We're not gonna do that. The win is a win, no matter how you get it, because
whether in a wet or not.
Yes,
that's what she said.
Smitty, what are your thoughts, man, on Honda? You're a true Honda guy, Honda Red. You know, what are your thoughts on how they're doing? Did you sit here and go, man, Mark should have stayed with Honda when he won the title and Mir was on the podium with him on a Honda?
No, look, Mark had to make a business decision, honestly, man. It's safe in his mind, his safety was at risk. I need a safer bike, you know, he don't gotta push as hard to win. So he left. No hard feelings there at all. However, it's good seeing Honda making progress. You know, a couple rounds ago, I forgot what round, but they got some chassis upgrades, things like that. And they've been doing good since then. They've been a consistent, you know, top 5 bike in the past few rounds.
Right. So, are you happy with what Luca is doing? Because, I mean, these are guys you were mentioning, you know, should do a good job.
Because I'm like, yo, this guy's getting by on some, like, on Rossi's name almost, you know? But he
seemed like it.
Nah, he's his own man. Honestly, he's doing great. So Luca, well, he was top. He was 5th place the past race, and that's not bad at all, you know. And let's say
5th, crash, and 7th. So I mean, it's not bad.
Say it again.
5th, crash, and then 7th.
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. So
nice. All right, I'm looking forward. Let's talk about KTM. I know like Shake says, they got the power. They seem to be kind of somewhat a little bit all over the place. I mean, you know, look, Acosta wants to win. I'm pretty sure it burns him that Aldeguer won a race before he did.
He's pissed.
So I can't imagine that he's flipping over tables after that. And it's tough because, you know, we see it in the NBA where, you know, people want to win and they start looking at other teams and moving around and stuff like that. So, you know, I know these riders, they give 100% until, you know, they're out of that contract or whatever the case may be. But it got to be tough for Acosta's going through right now because he's close. You know, he's nipping at the podium. What are your thoughts, Jordan?
I mean, the last one he got 2nd place with. So, I mean, they've been constantly making upgrades and constantly putting that package together. They've been doing it for a while. Not to say it's due, but you know, it takes time to develop a bike, the power, the traction, the electronics, the geometry of it, the putting all that stuff together, getting a rider on there that can really push the limits without breaking the bike or without crashing. So, I mean, it's really good that you got Pedro Costa getting 2nd. And then, you know, besides Aldeguer getting a win, you know, they've been making a lot of progress. And mostly with that KTM power that a couple of years ago, people said that Ducati couldn't handle, couldn't manage. Now KTM, once they've been doing their homework to actually be able to put that power down eloquently and be able to manage that power, and doesn't take them 3 or 4 or 5 seasons to have that same power, but to get everything else in line, I think they're going to be really good in the next year, even though, like I said, you know, we're going to 880. That's another stupid story. We won't go down that rabbit hole, but I mean, they're making strides. And if they can keep everything together, you know, they're pretty good right about now. 11th and was 11th and 15th.
In the championship,
11th and 16th, 11th and 16th.
Yeah.
So I mean, not too bad, but you know, yeah, they could have done a little bit better. But like I said, you know, rider mistakes, crash 11th, you crashed again. It's like, you gotta be consistent to develop more.
Right.
And if they can do that, then I think they'll be all right.
I agree, Smitty. It looks like KTM is struggling with grip in the later stages of races. That's where they seem to kind of struggle. In the beginning of the races, they seem like they can push, but it seems like it's grip, whether rear grip. It looked like the crashes that Pedro have, it is like usually low side, so corner and grip. They got all that power, but they're still kind of struggling. I mean, it's probably something very simple, or maybe it's too much power, and they haven't figured out how to control that power, and it's just eating up the tires. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. So I'm no engineer, but I think having too much power, it's easy to tune it down than is to have too little power and try to find more. So I don't think that's the problem, honestly. Okay. But in terms of the KTM and the struggles for, I don't know. But to piggyback on what you just said, Pedro has been running in the top 3 here and there and crashed, or number 1 in practice, and just, couldn't keep that same pace throughout the race. But it sucks that he's always so close. And I guess in his mind, I'm still young and I'm losing, to guys like Marc Marquez and Alex Marquez and veterans. That's an easy pill to swallow. But losing to Ferdinand Aldeguer, a rookie, that'll eat me up bad. Honestly, I'll be pissed if I was Pedro. But
right.
It's like, why is he doing it as a rookie and this is year 2 and you ain't do it yet?
Right, and he came in like a superstar. Aldeguer didn't.
Right,
like Acosta was, Moto 3, Moto 2 coming in like he was the business. So
he was the next Rossi Marquez, supposedly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree, and that didn't happen. So that and he's not, and Aldeguer is on a satellite team. Not even, I mean, he has a factory contract, but he's still on a satellite 24 bike. So it has to burn for sure. Yeah. Shakes, man. You're an engineer.
What tires do KTM use?
The same tires as the rest of the grid.
And what tire brand is that?
What is it? Michelin's? They're on Michelin's or Bridgestones?
Okay. Well, Pirelli has a thing that says, what is power without control? Change the tires then.
Yeah, I think they're on Michelin's. I gotta hang on. Let me bring the guys in. Somebody might know. What are they on?
They're on Michelin's.
Yeah, so
you gotta change your tire. And I agree with what Smitty said. Hey, listen, it's always, you can control power, you can't find it. And I believe if Bender wasn't throwing the bike in the gravel every week, it seemed like for the whole season, the bike's in the gravel. So it's a yard sale. I actually went to MotoGP once, and after a Bender crash, I was able to get a fresh pair of boots for cheap. It's a yard sale, right? Shit everywhere, right? Gloves, helmet, boots, cups. It's crazy. Crazy. My buddy at the last race, got a racing helmet for like $3. It's crazy. That inconsistency, it troubles the team, and then it puts more pressure on the lead guy, right? We do know you put on the suit by yourself, you get on the bike by yourself, but you also need your team, don't smoke. You need your team to get you across the finish line, right? It's like the Africans when they're running the marathon. Those 5 guys, those are just the pace guys. They're just there to break your will because they know the top guy is going to take it home. And that's how racing is, right? It's a tandem. I help you push, you help me push, but you got to keep the bike upright because those points add up as the season progresses. So now when you look back and your teammate's throwing the bike and is having a yard sale every week, puts a lot of pressure on you, takes you out of your game a little bit. And I think that was a problem with KTM. I think that the whole team dynamic could have been a lot better. I get it with the bankruptcy, non-bankruptcy, Lewis Hamilton, no Lewis Hamilton. BlackRock is going to give them $2 trillion. They're buying Bitcoin now. All the rumors that could have kept KTM afloat. I get it. There's a lot going on in the paddock. But if we're going to be consistent on the show, one man on the bike, one man on the grid, one man on the podium. Let's go.
All right, no team order. I like it. Let's move over to unless somebody else has something to say on in MotoGP. Let's move over to World Superbike. As guys know,
congrats to the rookie on his first win. That's all.
That's dope. He's gonna have many more to come because that boy fast.
Smitty, you're a man of principle and you're a gentleman.
I try.
No, and I agree with Shakes. I mean, Binder the last couple of races has barely even broke 10th, 12th. He got lucky and got a 4th. I think that was his best outgoing in GP in like 3 years. So I mean, like, dude, come on. Not say it's the best, but if you look at Bastianini, the Beast was supposed to be, right along with, up front, and he's crashing 11th, crashing, no podium, no nothing. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Right.
Hopefully they can get their stuff together.
It is Bastianini's first year on a KTM, so I mean, I think he gets a little pass, but they're doing really well. Him and Maverick are doing really well for being first year guys on the bike. Same thing with Bez, because usually we see a bigger struggle, and we're not seeing that.